Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Mike and this is For the Record. I thank all of you for joining me today. I just want to take a moment to make you aware of, if you're not aware of, a video that I did prior to this one. It was a product review for Riverstone Audio's Record Weight. If you have not seen that video, I ask that you go check it out. It might be something you're interested in. And if you're in the market of a record weight, if you don't know what a record weight is, go check it out and let me know what you think. The video is kind of long, but check it out anyway. So moving along to the topic on hand is a contest entry. I don't like saying contest, but I'll say contest entry for a channel. His name is Troy. It's Midwest Waves is the channel name, and the Troy is the person behind it. And if Troy, you're watching this, I've only watched that one video, but I do plan on catching up on your other videos. I was actually turned on to Midwest Waves because of, well, I'd like to credit to where credit is due. Chris Has the Spins did a contest entry to that video, and that's how I was turned on to Troy's channel, Midwest Waves. And I'll put a link to both their channels if you're unaware of who they are, again, down below. So I believe the question was, or the contest entry is, 2 Pinnacle albums. They don't really have to be vinyl, but 2 Pinnacle albums that were important in your life. I have 3. 2 of them are kind of a little more than the other, but I just wanted to jump on board here. I don't generally do these contest entries, but this one kind of spoke to me and came natural, and I felt it was a topic that I wanted to kind of get into. So I'm going to try to do my best to stay on topic. I will warn you if I'm going to go off topic. So 2 Pinnacle albums. I've got 3. Back in junior high, I'm going to save the most significant one till the end. If you haven't guessed what that is, put on my favorite shirt for this video. Just for you, I put this shirt on. So anyway, back in junior high, when schools were actually teaching and weren't leaving it up to, anyway, again, trying to stay on topic. Back in junior high, when I was in junior high, I was in a class that was probably the most influential. I truly enjoyed the music class. It was at a time where I don't think anybody would do the same things now that they did back then. We actually listened to music, and we actually had records that the teacher would bring in, and we'd be influenced, or we'd open our mind to new music. Now, I can't remember exactly the topic of why, but I remember specifically the teacher bringing in records. One of the albums, or one of the bands, was Three Dog Night. The other one was, well, coincidentally, it's my favorite band, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I truly love that class, and I remember sometimes if I had like a reading class or an open lunch class or whatever, I remember I'd go to the library and I'd watch videos, little videos on a little, I can't remember what the machine was called, but and I totally, in junior high is where my music really kind of took off. My love for music really took off, and I really enjoyed that time. I've always loved music, but again, junior high was the time that really I opened my eyes to music. And it's not a coincidence that I own the records that I have now, because a lot of them were the same kind of music that I was into back then. So one of the albums I remember specifically was CCR's Willie and the Poor Boys. It's probably my favorite album from them. I just love the entire, start to finish. I'm not going to go through maybe I'll just mention Down on the Corner, of course. It Came Out of the Sky. Cotton Fields is probably one of my top 1 or 2 songs from this album. Fortune the Sun, of course. Don't Look Now, It Ain't Me, It Ain't You and Me. Midnight Special, another great song. Great album all the way through. And it's no surprise that CCR is my favorite band. Okay, so I'm gonna go off topic for a moment, Troy, so you can learn a little bit about me. Again, I'm huge. You can't really see. I have a huge CCR poster here. I have a poster above my turntable over there. Some other stuff right here. And anyway, so I wanted to show my multiple copies of the same album, and I'm going to tell you why. I have CCR and John Fogerty's entire discography, doubles, triplicates, and whatnot. For CCR, I'll just go with this one album. So I have this copy, and I have their entire discography with the original picture sleeve. Okay. So I have that kind of set. Okay. And then I have, this is I want to say UK pressing. I cannot, Europe. I thought it was a Japanese pressing for a second, but I hadn't looked at it in a while. So there's this one right here. It's on the America Records. Okay. I think this one is, it's not in the shrink. It's that one. This one is a reissue, a repress or whatever, from the original Rock Classics. I have their entire discography on this. This one is open. Most of them are sealed for me. I think one or two maybe are open, but there's another one because it's another issue. Another one, just a regular listening copy. I have another one. I thought I had a white label promo, but it might be of another album. Yeah, it must be another album, but that's there. So again, Willie and the Po' Boys, my favorite CCR album. I remember it in junior high very well. Okay, and I just love just the front cover. It's just great. You know, much simpler time. Moving right along to, well, it's no surprise. I am not only a CCR fan, I'm also a John Fogerty junkie. My wife says my man crush. I'm not weird like that. But no, so I used to have all of John Fogerty's and CCR's discography in frames. From where my music was displayed before. It's changed a few times, so it's a little different now, so I don't have all of them up. So I used to have several copies for that particular reason. I used to have, well, let me explain to this album before I go off on that. So the first John Fogerty, physical copy of a John Fogerty album I ever bought was John Fogerty's 2007 album Revival. You might be thinking, you know, this is 2007. It kind of, you know, I've been collecting for many years now. I wasn't really introduced to his music until later. I had already collected most of CCR's discography. I had heard some of his music obviously through the years, but I didn't actually get into John Fogerty's solo stuff, which is a spider web of artists that I've gotten into because of him. But my first physical copy of John Fogerty album was Revival, and I've since seen him several times live. This album, Revival, I mean, it's a good album. Okay, Don't You Wish It Was True, Creedence song. Excuse me. Quick story about the Creedence song is, I guess John was at a concert. He was doing a concert years ago, and somebody said, "Sing a Creedence song." He wrote a song, and this really, before I knew that, when I heard the song, I'm like, it's about his old band, CCR. But it's totally a good album. I recommend it. You know, if you're a John Fogerty fan, I definitely recommend it. Is it a best of? Is it a killer album? It's not I mean, it's a good album. There's worse. It's a good album. I'll say that. It's a good album all the way through. You can certainly listen to it all the way through. Okay. So there. That's my first physical copy that I ever bought, was John Fogerty's Revival. I have a few copies. I'll tell you why. So, as I was saying, I used to display all of John Fogerty and CCR's discography on my walls. And for that reason, I have multiple copies. I have this was what I call my display copy. This would have been my listening copy. Okay. And a brand new, still sealed copy with cardboard in the back. Okay. So, there's that. So, moving right along, one of my, if I had to choose one album in my record collection that defies who I am, that defies the music I love, it was I didn't even have to think about it. It was so easy. It's Woodstock. The original, not 1994, the 1997, the whatever they did, like three. Only one. There's only one. They even tried to. Michael Lang tried to get together and do a 50th celebration, and it wasn't even going to be on the original Woodstock site at the Bethel Music for the Arts. Excuse me, I meant to say Bethel Music for the Arts Museum, I think is what it's called. I went there previously. I went there earlier this year. And I did a video about it, so you should check it out. So, I was disappointed that it didn't happen, but they did do celebrations, like 50th celebrations, but they at the site, Bethel Museum for the Arts, they couldn't call it Woodstock because of the legal rights. But they called it some sort of like 50th celebration, and everybody knew what they meant. And because Michael Lang, I guess, like owns that name or whatever, the Woodstock Ventures. So Bethel Museum for the Arts could not actually call it Woodstock, but they did do a celebration. This celebrating 50 years. This album defies who I am. Woodstock 1969 defies who I am. It defies the music I listen to, and it defies a generation. I was not born in I wasn't born in the 60s. I feel like I was there when I went to go visit. I truly feel like I felt like I was there before. It was very peaceful. It was very, very nice place to visit, and this absolutely defies what my music collecting, my music love for music. It absolutely defies who I am, and I could have done this one video with this one album, but this is it. If there was one in my collection, this is what I am right here. Can't Eat is probably one of my favorites. If I would choose one band, Can't Eat was probably one of my favorite band from Woodstock. Also, you have Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, of course, but Can't Eat really, I love them. I love their performance, and it's sad to know their history now. But Woodstock 1969 is my absolute favorite, and it defies who I am. And that's it, Troy. Good luck to you, and as always, be kind to others. Peace.